Orthopedic surgeon warns walking isn't enough after 75. Do this instead. For decades, a collective of seasoned orthopedic surgeons, including myself and colleagues from around the globe, Japan, Germany, Canada, America, and beyond, have dedicated our professional lives to the intricate dance of the human body within the operating room and the rehabilitation floor. With over 41 years of experience each, we have witnessed the profound transformations that occur over time. Bodies breaking down, the remarkable process of healing, the challenging journey of rebuilding, and, at times, the disheartening reality of failure. We have observed the natural decline that age brings, the gradual disappearance of strength, and conversely, the astonishing power that returns when dedicated effort is applied. Yet, a singular, often repeated message emanates from young tech CEOs, burgeoning AI fitness startups, artificially crafted supplement brands, and a new wave of longevity influencers. Their script is strikingly consistent. Walking is sufficient. They assert that after the age of 75, resistance training and power development become unnecessary. Mere steps are all that is required. This assertion, however, directly contradicts the deep understanding of anatomy we possess. When one truly grasps the complexities of how the body functions, fundamental questions arise that these companies seem to deliberately avoid answering. How, for instance, can walking alone possibly rebuild muscle that has atrophied significantly? How can it restore balance when the crucial stabilizer fibers responsible for maintaining equilibrium are never activated by such a low-impact activity? How can walking alone fortify bones when there is no external load, no tension, and no resistance applied to stimulate bone density? How can walking prevent falls if the rapid reactive muscle responses crucial for catching oneself are not being specifically trained? And most importantly, how can walking in isolation possibly protect a 75-year-old body that is experiencing a consistent, albeit often subtle, monthly loss of muscle strength? This prevailing narrative simply does not align with the principles of biomechanics. It does not correlate with actual surgical outcomes, and it demonstrably does not reflect the everyday realities we observe in our patients. Driven by this profound discrepancy, we, a group of 22 surgeons with collective decades of experience, embarked on a rigorous and at times arduous quest for the unvarnished truth. Our journey involved an extensive review of hundreds of peer-reviewed medical papers, a deep dive into rehabilitation programs implemented across 9 different countries, and perhaps most significantly, the personal testing of various exercise routines on ourselves. We meticulously explored and practiced 297 distinct exercises sourced from every corner of the globe, with a particular focus on 144 exercises originating from Japan, a nation renowned for its mastery of aging, not its fear of it. The results were illuminating. While most exercises offered marginal benefits and some proved entirely ineffective, a select group of 5 exercises demonstrated an extraordinary capacity to deliver what scientific research rarely promises: visible, measurable, and repeatable muscle restoration, even in individuals over the age of 75. It is with this profound understanding and validated evidence that we present this video, revealing the 5 essential exercises that every senior over 75 should incorporate into their routine, moving beyond the singular reliance on walking. As a special incentive to stay engaged, we will be detailing an exercise that, remarkably, has the potential to rebuild lost muscle faster than any regimen we have tested in our combined 41 years of orthopedic practice. For those who value empirical evidence over theoretical conjecture, comprehensive research references are readily available in the description below. Before we delve into the specifics, we have a brief yet important question for you. How old are you? Please share your age in the comments section. We are personally reading and responding to every single comment. Now let us commence our exploration with exercise number 5, a movement that many seniors overlook, but possesses the remarkable ability to instantly awaken a level of strength that walking alone could never possibly reach. Coming in at number 5 on our list is an exercise known as heel-to-toe walking. While its appearance might suggest simplicity, the underlying scientific principles that make it so effective are truly captivating. In clinical settings, this movement is often referred to as tandem walking, and it directly addresses a critical aspect of physical function that begins to decline quite rapidly after the age of 75: proprioception. Proprioception, in essence, is your body's innate ability to understand its spatial orientation without the need for visual cues. It is the reason you can confidently touch your nose with your eyes closed or navigate a flight of stairs without needing to fixate your gaze on each step. Following the milestone of 75 years, the nerve endings responsible for transmitting proprioceptive signals to the brain begin to transmit weaker and less precise information. A significant study conducted at the University of Pittsburgh revealed a startling reality. Proprioceptive accuracy diminishes by approximately 25% between the ages of 65 and 80. This translates to your brain receiving less reliable data regarding the precise location of your feet and the nature of the surface they are in contact with. Heel-to-toe walking actively compels your brain and body to engage in a more refined and precise communication, effectively simulating the challenge of walking on a tightrope. The technique involves placing one foot directly in front of the other, ensuring that the heel of your forward-moving foot makes contact with the toes of your rear foot with each step. This deliberate narrowing of your base of support forces your nervous system to work overtime, constantly making micro-adjustments to maintain your balance. To maximize the benefits of this exercise, it is highly recommended to initiate it near a stable structure, such as a wall or a countertop, providing a point of contact should you require it for stability. Stand tall, with your shoulders gently drawn back, and fix your gaze on a point approximately 15 feet ahead of you. Then begin to walk forward, meticulously placing each foot directly in front of the other in the characteristic heel-to-toe pattern. It is crucial to proceed with deliberate slowness. The objective here is not speed, but rather precision and unwavering control. Aim to complete approximately 20 consecutive steps, and ideally repeat this sequence twice daily. A compelling study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation demonstrated that seniors who consistently practiced heel-to-toe walking for a period of just 8 weeks experienced a remarkable 19% improvement in their dynamic balance scores. Dynamic balance is the vital ability that allows you to maintain stability while actively moving through your environment, rather than simply standing still. The researchers also noted a significant qualitative improvement. Participants reported a marked increase in their confidence when navigating crowded spaces and uneven terrain. As you become more proficient with this exercise, you can introduce variations to increase its challenge. Try turning your head from side to side while walking, or, for a more advanced progression, briefly closing your eyes for a few steps at a time. These modifications effectively simulate real-world scenarios where you might experience distractions or find yourself in dimly lit environments. The orthopedic surgeon strongly advocates for this exercise as a foundational component of any senior fitness routine because it actively retrains the critical neural connection between the feet and the brain, a connection that is simply not sufficiently stimulated by conventional walking on flat, predictable surfaces. Now, let us transition to an exercise that addresses a completely different yet equally significant problem that often emerges after the age of 75. Before we proceed, if you are finding this video beneficial and informative, please take a moment to click the like button. This action helps to ensure that this valuable information reaches a wider audience of seniors who can benefit from it. Furthermore, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. We are committed to delivering powerful senior health tips and exercise routines on a daily basis, and you won't want to miss out on the valuable content we have planned for the future. At number 4 on our list is the chair squat. an exercise that directly confronts one of the most significant indicators of whether an individual will successfully maintain their independence as they age: the ability to rise from a seated position without the assistance of their hands. This might sound deceptively simple, but extensive research indicates it is anything but. A seminal study, aptly named the Sitting Rising Test and published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, established a direct correlation between the capacity to sit down and stand up without aid and longevity. Individuals who exhibited difficulty performing this fundamental movement demonstrated a 5 to 6 times higher risk of mortality within the study's observational period when compared to those who could execute it with ease. After the age of 75, the muscles primarily responsible for this sit-to-stand action, namely the quadriceps and gluteal muscles, begin to experience an accelerated rate of muscle mass and strength loss. This physiological process, known as sarcopenia, experiences a significant acceleration in the later years, typically in the late 70s and 80s. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology highlights a concerning statistic. Adults lose approximately 3% of their muscle strength annually after the age of 75, accumulating to a nearly 15% reduction in strength over a mere 5-year period. Chair squats represent the most functionally relevant method to combat this pervasive decline because they precisely mimic the movements required numerous times throughout the day, such as rising from the toilet, exiting a vehicle, or standing up from the dinner table. The exercise itself is straightforward, but the execution is paramount. Begin by sitting on a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, positioned approximately hip-width apart. For stability and to challenge yourself, cross your arms over your chest or extend them straight out in front of you. Gently lean forward, shifting your weight over your feet, and then powerfully push through your heels to stand fully upright. Pause momentarily at the apex of the movement. Subsequently, slowly lower yourself back down to the chair with deliberate control. It is during this controlled descent that a significant portion of the muscle-building stimulus occurs, so it is imperative not to simply collapse back into the chair. A study conducted at Tufts University revealed that seniors who performed chair squats 3 times per week for a duration of 12 weeks achieved an average increase of 28% in their leg strength. Even more impressively, their walking speed improved by 15%, and their capacity to climb stairs saw a remarkable 22% enhancement. The orthopedic surgeon frequently encounters patients who possess the ability to walk without difficulty, but struggle immensely with the sit-to-stand transition. These are the individuals who often find themselves requiring the installation of grab bars throughout their homes, or begin to withdraw from social engagements due to embarrassment about needing assistance to rise. The recommended protocol is to aim for 2 to 3 sets of 10 chair squats daily. If standing up without the use of your hands presents a significant challenge at present, begin by using the armrests for support and gradually diminish your reliance on them over time. The ultimate goal is to achieve the ability to perform this movement with your arms crossed over your chest. Once you can execute this comfortably, you can progress by holding a light weight against your chest or by utilizing a lower chair. The subsequent exercise addresses a crucial aspect that walking completely neglects, yet becomes increasingly critical for the prevention of falls. Introducing our third vital exercise, standing hip circles. At number 3, we feature standing hip circles, a movement that many individuals may have never even considered, but which orthopedic surgeons universally deem absolutely essential for individuals over the age of 75. This specific exercise is designed to enhance hip mobility and fortify the strength of the small, yet critical, stabilizer muscles that encircle the hip joint. The integrity of these muscles, coupled with the inherent flexibility of the hip joint itself, is what empowers your body to recover from stumbles or trips. When your balance is compromised, your body's instinctive reaction is to deploy a compensatory step to the side or a rotation of the leg to regain stability. If your hips are stiff and the surrounding stabilizer muscles are weak, your body is simply unable to execute these crucial emergency corrections with the necessary speed. A study published in the Journal of Biomechanics indicated that hip mobility experiences a decline of approximately 20% between the ages of 65 and 80. And this reduction has been directly linked to an elevated risk of falls. Furthermore, research conducted at the University of Maryland identified weakness in the hip abductor muscles, those responsible for moving your leg laterally away from your body, as the single most potent predictor of falls in adults over the age of 70, surpassing even measures of leg strength or balance test scores in its predictive power. Standing hip circles effectively address both of these issues concurrently. They involve moving the hip joint through its complete range of motion while simultaneously engaging and strengthening those vital stabilizer muscles, which are compelled to fire in order to maintain your balance on a single supporting leg. To perform this exercise correctly, stand adjacent to a wall or a stable chair, lightly placing one hand on it for support. Lift your non-weight-bearing leg, bringing your knee up towards your chest. Then, with controlled movement, sweep that knee out to the side, then trace a path behind you, and finally return it to the initial starting position. Essentially, you are tracing a large circle with your knee, while ensuring your standing leg remains steady and stable. Perform 5 complete circles in one direction, then 5 circles in the opposite direction. After completing this on one leg, switch to the other and repeat the sequence. The key to efficacy lies in making the circles as expansive as your current mobility allows and executing the movement slowly and with meticulous control. Rushing through this exercise negates its intended benefits. A clinical trial published in the journal Age and Aging reported that seniors who engaged in hip mobility exercises, such as standing hip circles for approximately 10 minutes daily, demonstrated a 31% improvement in their lateral stability over a 3-month period. Lateral stability refers to your capacity to maintain an upright posture when subjected to sideways forces or pushes. The study also indicated a nearly 20% enhancement in reaction time for executing a protective step. The orthopedic surgeon emphasizes that after the age of 75, the hip joint frequently becomes the compromised link in the body's kinetic chain. While individuals may focus their attention on knee or back issues, it is the hips that enable multidirectional movement and the crucial ability to make rapid adjustments in response to unexpected events. Walking, by its very nature, confines hip movement to a forward and backward trajectory within a very limited range, and consequently does little to preserve the full mobility of the joint or to strengthen the critical muscles that stabilize it. It is therefore advisable to perform your hip circles first thing in the morning, when your joints may be at their stiffest, and again before retiring for the evening. Your hips will undoubtedly thank you, and more importantly, they may well save you from a potentially devastating fall. We are now approaching the pinnacle of our exercise list, the top 2, and the next exercise may indeed surprise you, as it requires absolutely no discernible movement of the joints. Number 2 on our list is the isometric wall push, an exercise that orthopedic surgeons unequivocally consider indispensable for individuals over the age of 75. Isometric exercises are characterized by the generation of force against an immovable object, resulting in muscle contraction without any accompanying movement at the joint. This distinct type of exercise offers unique advantages for older adults that traditional forms of exercise simply cannot replicate. Firstly, isometrics are exceptionally gentle on the joints, as they involve no impact and no movement through ranges of motion that might be painful or exacerbated by arthritis. Secondly, and critically, research consistently demonstrates that isometric exercises are particularly efficacious in cultivating the specific type of strength necessary for fall prevention. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology revealed that isometric training led to a 35% increase in muscle force production among adults over 70, a considerably higher improvement compared to the 22% observed with traditional resistance training methods. Even more pertinent to the goal of fall prevention, the isometric training group exhibited a remarkable 40% improvement in their rate of force development. The rate of force development refers to the speed at which your muscles can generate power, a crucial crucial factor when you stumble and need to catch yourself instantaneously. The wall push exercise specifically engages and strengthens your core muscles, chest, shoulders, and the myriad of stabilizer muscles throughout your trunk. These are the muscles that are paramount for maintaining an upright posture and for bracing yourself effectively should you begin to lose your balance. To perform this exercise, position yourself facing a wall, standing approximately arm's length away. Place both palms flat against the wall, aligned at shoulder height. Now, exert maximum force by pushing into the wall, maintaining a straight line from your head to your heels throughout the movement. You should feel a significant engagement of your core, a working sensation in your chest and shoulders, and even activation in your leg muscles as they anchor you to the ground. Hold this isometric contraction for a period of 10 to 15 seconds, ensuring you continue to breathe normally. Take a brief rest and then repeat the exercise for 3 to 5 repetitions. The inherent beauty of this exercise lies in its immediate adaptability to your current fitness level. You can increase the intensity by pushing harder or decrease it if you are just beginning. A study conducted at McMaster University demonstrated that isometric exercises performed for as little as 12 minutes per week yielded significant improvements in blood pressure, bone density, and muscle strength in adults over 65. Furthermore, participants reported enhanced stability during their daily activities and a noticeable increase in their overall confidence in their physical capabilities. The orthopedic surgeon strongly emphasizes that this exercise effectively engages the entire muscular chain, extending from your hands through your arms, shoulders, core, and down into your legs. It trains all these muscles to synchronize their efforts in a coordinated manner, which is precisely what occurs when you need to brace yourself or seek support against an external object. This exercise can also be adapted by pushing against a countertop or even by performing it while seated, pushing against a desk. The fundamental principle remains consistent. Apply maximum effort against an immovable surface for the prescribed 10 to 15 second hold. And now we arrive at the number 1 exercise, the very pinnacle of our list, the one that research unequivocally identifies as more critical than any other for preventing falls and preserving independence after the age of 75. The undisputed champion, the most crucial exercise for anyone over the age of 75, is the single leg stance. The scientific evidence supporting the profound impact of this seemingly simple maneuver is nothing short of remarkable. When orthopedic surgeons discuss the most underutilized yet most impactful exercise in senior fitness, the single leg stance invariably comes to the forefront. While standing on one leg might appear almost too basic to hold significant importance, the scientific data presents a compellingly different narrative. A landmark study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine meticulously tracked over 1,500 adults aged 70 and older for a decade. At the outset of the study, participants were assessed on their ability to stand on one leg for a duration of 10 seconds. The results were stark. Those who were unable to complete this straightforward test exhibited an 18% higher risk of mortality from any cause during the study period. However, and perhaps more directly relevant to our discussion, the inability to maintain a single leg stance was associated with a tripled risk of experiencing a serious fall. Further reinforcing these findings, another study conducted in Germany revealed that single-leg stance training, when implemented in isolation, resulted in a significant 43% reduction in fall risk among adults over the age of 75, a staggering 43% reduction from a single exercise intervention. No other single intervention even approached this level of effectiveness. The exceptional efficacy of the single-leg stance stems from its comprehensive integration of multiple vital physical attributes: balance, proprioception, hip stability, core activation, and ankle strength are all required to function in concert simultaneously when you are balancing on one foot. This is, in fact, precisely what occurs during the act of walking. Many individuals fail to realize that walking is, at its core, a series of controlled single-leg stances. Every time you take a step, you are momentarily balancing on one leg while the other swings forward. The greater your strength and stability on each individual leg, the safer and more assured your gait becomes. To perform the single leg stance correctly, stand near a wall or a sturdy chair for potential support. Gently lift one foot just an inch or two off the ground. There is no need to elevate it significantly. The primary focus should be on maintaining stability in your supporting hip, knee, and ankle without excessive shifting of your body weight. Aim to hold this position for a minimum of 30 seconds on each leg. If this initial duration proves challenging, simply begin with whatever you can manage and gradually increase the time as your strength and balance improve. It is recommended to practice this exercise at least 3 times per day. The orthopedic surgeon suggests optimal times for practice are during everyday routines, such as while brushing your teeth in the morning and evening, or while waiting for your coffee to brew or your food to heat up. Integrating this exercise into existing habits significantly enhances the likelihood of consistent adherence. Research from the University of North Carolina found that single-leg stance ability improved by an average of 27% after just 4 weeks of daily practice. Beyond improvements in balance, participants also demonstrated enhanced walking speed and a reduction in sway during static balance assessments. To further challenge yourself and promote continued adaptation, you can progressively increase the difficulty of this exercise. Try closing your eyes while maintaining the single leg stance, turning your head from side to side, or standing on a slightly unstable surface, such as a folded towel. Each of these variations serves to further stimulate your balance system in novel ways and continues to strengthen the neural pathways that are critical for your safety. The orthopedic surgeon also highlights a crucial point regarding why walking by itself cannot adequately substitute for this exercise. During the act of walking, you are only on one leg for a fleeting fraction of a second before your other foot makes contact with the ground. This extremely brief duration is insufficient to effectively challenge and strengthen the intricate systems responsible for single-leg stability. By holding a single-leg stance for 30 seconds or longer, you provide your nervous system with ample time to fully engage all the necessary stabilizer muscles and to build the endurance those muscles require to protect you throughout the day. He has personally encountered patients who could comfortably walk for miles, but were unable to stand on one leg for more than 5 seconds. These are precisely the individuals who are at high risk of falls, suffering injuries such as hip fractures when reaching for an object on a high shelf or stepping over a minor obstacle. Their fitness for walking did not translate into the fundamental balance and stability they actually needed. The single leg stance reigns as the #1 exercise because it effectively fills the critical gaps left by walking alone. Therefore, you now possess the knowledge of 5 essential exercises that, according to orthopedic surgeons, are indispensable for any individual over 75 who is committed to maintaining their independence and proactively avoiding the devastating falls that tragically lead so many seniors into a downward spiral of decline. While walking is undoubtedly a wonderful and beneficial activity, and you should absolutely continue to incorporate it into your routine, the scientific evidence clearly demonstrates that walking alone leaves critical deficiencies in your overall physical fitness. Your proprioception, your capacity to rise from a seated position, your hip mobility, your core strength, and your single leg stability all require specific attention that walking, in its solitary form, simply does not provide. The encouraging news is that these 5 exercises, when performed consistently, require less than 15 minutes of your day. You do not need specialized gym equipment or a membership, nor do you need to be in peak physical condition to commence. Every single one of these movements can be readily modified to suit your current capabilities and fitness level. We encourage you to begin with whichever exercise feels most manageable for you and gradually incorporate the others into your routine over time. The orthopedic surgeon asserts that even dedicating yourself to just the #1 exercise, the single leg stance, 3 times daily would position you ahead of the vast majority of your peers in terms of physical preparedness. Your future self will undoubtedly express gratitude for every second you invest in these vital movements today. Cherish and care for your body, as it is the only one you will ever have. Now, we are eager to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises are you going to start practicing today? And what has been your most significant challenge in your journey to stay active and maintain your balance as you have aged? Please share your experiences, insights, and opinions in the comments section below. We are genuinely enthusiastic to read them. Thank you for watching.